Because I've married you, you can't call your parents cannot visit you. Somebody that she has spent a lifetime with, 30 years with, people that she has spent 30 years with, 25 years with, all of a sudden, because you came into her life in 6 months, you want her to separate from people she has spent 25 years with. Are you a witch? Are you a wizard? In-laws, aunties, nephews that this partner or these various couples are always running to and sharing the pains of their home. Please stay out. If you cannot help them to grow that home, don't tell them walk away, he does not love you, he does not take care of you. They shall become. Love is responsibility. Don't advise them to leave the home because he shouted on her or he didn't give her money for something. Just leave the man, forget about him. Please don't leave. Give it time. Give it time. Fusing takes time. Becoming takes time. A good wife is from the Lord. A good wife. You cannot use this your too physical eye and your myopic mind and your short sense or your limited brain to search out a good wife. Yeah, I'm back, and we continue on what then is marriage? What then is marriage? Like I said, building a strong marriage takes time, patience, and hard work. One of the hardest adjustments anyone faces is moving from a single life to a married life. It's a hard adjustment. Everything, you've got to adjust everything. You've got to adjust everything. You've got to adjust your time. You've got to adjust your thought line. You've got to adjust, even the way you sleep. Someone like me, I don't like sleeping with another person. I don't like sharing my bed with another. But I had to learn. It took me time. Honestly, it took me time to adjust. But I'm happy I did. I'm happy I came into my marriage with my brain. I was open to learn, relearn, and unlearn. I was open to learn, relearn, and unlearn. Yeah, to be honest, people do not change overnight. People don't change overnight. I myself, for instance, it took me months to even lie on the same bed with my husband. Yeah, it took me months because I hated sharing my bed with another person. I just enjoyed being by myself on my bed. So it took me months, and my husband had to be patient with me, and I also had to adjust. So you see, patience coming from him, adjustment coming from me, so that we will all be happy. So don't expect that the other, your partner will be patient forever. As much as he or she is being patient, you have to adjust. Where you need to adjust, you have to adjust. People don't change overnight. So when you marry someone, you marry more than just a person. You marry more than just a person. You marry the entire family. Wow. Yeah, you marry the entire family. And so you don't overnight break their relationships with their family, not even their friends. Because I've married you, you can't call your parents cannot visit you. Oh, who are you? Somebody that she has spent a lifetime with, 30 years with, people that she has spent 30 years with, 25 years with, all of a sudden, because you came into her life in 6 months, you want her to separate from people she has spent 25 years with. Are you a witch? Are you a wizard? You're not. So adjust. You marry her family. Understand this person who is now sharing your home and your bed. You marry her family. And so sometimes her siblings want to visit. She wants to visit them. You don't stop her. And you also don't stop his siblings from coming to visit. And stopping him from visiting his siblings. No, you don't. You don't. You must understand that That you marry more than a person, you marry an entire family, and understand this person who is now sharing the same bed and the same house with you. Both of you bring into your marriage 30, 20, 40 years of life experiences that color how you see and respond to the world. So the both of you coming into that home, you're bringing in 30 years, you're bringing in 20 years, you're bringing in 25 years of experiences that color, that shaped your mentality of how you view the world. Do you think unlearning 20 years experience is done in 6 months? No, it's not even done in 10 years. It's not done in 10 years. So don't think that because the marriage is 10 years, she's a new creature for you. Old things are passed away. It's a lie. It's a pure lie. These people came in with 20 years of experience with other people, their siblings, their friends. And these people that were involved in their lives shaped their ideology about life and about how they see the world. Most of the time, you quickly discover that you see many things quite differently from each other. Differences of viewpoint is one of the biggest sources of stress and conflict in a young marriage. You have differences in your viewpoint, and this is one of the big the paste should be pressed from underneath. The other person say, no, I grew up pressing the paste from the middle, and the viewpoint is now the major point of stress in that young marriage. But where you are ready to adjust, for couples that are ready to adjust at any time, I'm telling you that they handle the stress easily. Let's go back to our notes. Adjusting to these differences is critical to marital survival. Unfortunately, many marriages fail on precisely this point. Many marriages, we don't think alike. Our ideologies are always different. Because you have different viewpoints, the marriage should fail. No. The reason most marriages are failing on the ground of diverse or divergent points, differences in ideologies, philosophies, life philosophies, and the way they view life. The reason most marriages are failing on this ground is because the parties are not willing to adjust. Pride is what's dealing with the parties. None of us enter marriage clean. To one degree or another, we each bring our own emotional, psychological, and spiritual baggage. So some of you entered with your spirit husband, you entered with your spirit wife, you entered with your foundational issues, you entered with your emotional issues, your heartbreak, and because he broke your heart, you have this picture that you have placed before you of how men are and how men should behave. And so you're expecting that this is what this man will do. So we come with our baggages into that home. Whatever our spouses say, we hear through the filter of our own history and experiences. And so they just tell you, bring your leg, let me clean your shoe and wash your leg. And all of a sudden you are now thinking, oh, because he swept the room, he does not want me to dirty his bed sheet. Or she does not want me to dirty her bed. Because of your experiences and your history, anything your partner say, it will be filtered via your experiences and your history. And honestly, we are all victims of this, and we need to change. We need to begin to cut them some slack. Give them excuses. Give excuses for them. Try to explain to yourself positively what they mean, so that you don't pick up unnecessary quarrels. Because by the time you are ranting and raking, the sole reason why they did what they did, or that partner carried out that action or said that, might not be the reason why you are raking. But because you have your luggages, your baggages of experiences, and you came into that home with it, a little thing that triggers, a little thing that is said or that is done is filtered through those experiences. And here you are, thinking that he is the same thing like the man that broke your heart out there. No, he's not. He's not. That might not be what he is thinking, and that might not be what she's thinking. That might not even be the thought that propelled that statement or that word. So let's try to adjust. Let's try to adjust. Let's try to adjust. Personal, so we filter, statements go through a lot of filtering. None of us enter marriage clean, like I said. Over time and under pressure of daily life, the husband and wife come to understand each other more and more. So those quarrels you're having in that young marriage is not out of place. Oh, because she suddenly flared up. Even in your relationship as friends, as siblings, you quarrel. And the reason we misunderstand each other is so that we can understand each other. So that misunderstanding is just a process fusing you both. Don't run away from that marriage because of misunderstanding. Give it time. Give it time. With time, you will notice that those things that caused misunderstanding no longer triggers misunderstanding because you now understand better. You understand your partner better. Your partner understands you better. If you didn't flare up, he wouldn't know that there is a flaring up part of you. You were looking too gentle. If you didn't frown at that statement, he wouldn't know that such kind of statement will usually offend you. So stop pretending. Where you need to say no, where you need to just ease off or burst, please burst, but don't leave the marriage. Please rant, don't leave the marriage. Don't walk out. Give it time. It's going to work. I'm here to encourage those that are married and those that are gearing towards marriage. As you're going into that home, give that home time. It's going to work. The two shall become. It's not overnight. They will become. They will become one. One day they will become one. I'm telling you, they will become one. So give them time. In-laws, aunties, nephews that this partner or this various couples are always running to and sharing the pains of their home. Please stay out. If you cannot help them to grow that home, don't tell them walk away. He does not love you. He does not take care of you. They shall become. Love is responsibility. Don't advise them to leave the home because he shouted on her or he didn't give her money for something. Just leave the man. Forget about him. Please don't leave. Give it time. Give it time. Fusing takes time. Becoming takes time. It takes time. Wow. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. Woo. So over time, under the pressure of daily life, husband and wife begin to understand each other more and more. They begin to think alike, act alike, and even feel alike. They learn to sense each other's mood and often recognize viewpoint shifts and move towards each other so that their mentality is no longer yours and mine, but ours. Whew. This is when the gem-like quality of marriage shines most brilliantly. Fusion creates oneness. So over time, through the pressure, through the misunderstanding, they become one. They become one. They become one. They begin to understand each other's breaking points. I'm enjoying this. My marriage is 12 years. 2024 will be 13 years by the grace of God. I tell you the truth. The way my relationship with my husband now, this 12th year, is not the same like my relationship when my marriage was 4 years. No, it's not. It's not. It's not. At this 12th year or at this stage, I can even understand my husband's change of mood. I can understand his eye language. Because over 12 years, we are becoming. I am not saying we are one. Even in these 12 years, we are not yet totally one. We are still becoming. But we are better than when we were 5 years. We are better than when we were 2 years. We are better than when we were 1 year. We are better than when the marriage was 7 years. I tell you, we are better. We are way better. Those things that brought quarrels or issues when the marriage was 2 years are not the things that bring quarrels. In fact, we rarely quarrel with my husband. We rarely have altercations where, voices will be high. No, 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 no. I'm enjoying my marriage. I tell you, I'm enjoying my marriage. A godly marriage is like a precious gem in another way as well. Normally, we don't find gems simply by walking along, looking on the surface of the ground as we would searching for seashells on the beach. To find gems, we have to dig deep. We have to dig deep into the earth and chisel through hard rock. In the same way, we will never obtain God's kind of marriage simply by going along with the crowd, doing what everybody does. We have to dig deep into the heart of God to discover His principles. Precious gems are rare, and so is a genuine marriage. The Bible says a good wife is from the Lord. Young man, you want to get a good wife. Strengthen your relationship with the Lord. You don't get precious gems on the streets. They are not like stones. They are not like leaves that just fall. You don't get a good marriage on the street. You can never get gold on the street. You've got to dig deep, break through hard rocks. And so sometimes the wives that God gives us, the husband God gives us, is a reward for the years of breaking through hard rocks in order to maintain our relationship with God. Breaking through, digging deep to know Him more, digging deep to know His principles, digging deep to know more about Christ. And while we're doing it, the best he could do was, I don't want to lose this precious son. I don't want to lose this precious daughter to somebody that will make her fall out of me. So let me give her a good man. A good wife is from the Lord. A good wife is from the Lord. A good wife. You cannot use this your two physical eye and your myopic mind and your short sense or your limited brain to search out a good wife. Don't be looking around those physical qualities or the shapes and whatever you're seeing in the ladies around you. They might not be a good wife. She might be a good friend, but not a good wife. He might be a good friend, but not a good wife. He might even be a good fiancé, but not a good husband. I'm going deeper and I'm rounding up. So you need to, genuine marriage is from the Lord. It's from the Lord. Just as precious gems are rare, genuine marriages are rare. We have only God's word to instruct us and His Spirit to give us understanding and discernment. But that is all we need. Rarely we will find anything of true value simply by lying on top of the ground. No, you can't find anything of true value on the ground, on the surface level. The good stuff is most often found deep down where we have to work to get at it. Good stuff is most always often found in deep ground, deep-rooted ground where we have to work to get at it. A good marriage is something we have to work at. It doesn't just happen by accident. Work. It doesn't just happen by accident. Just as a precious diamond is the final result of long and intensive process, so is marriage. So what is marriage? What then is marriage? Marriage is a God-ordained institution of a lifelong relationship between one man and one woman over time and under the heat and pressure of life. Two people under the covenant of marriage come together and are lost in each other. They are lost. They are lost in each other to the point where it becomes impossible to tell where one leaves off and the other begins. Wow, I love this definition. Let me take it again. Marriage is a God-ordained institution. God. So you that is using the world ideology to enter into marriage, correct your mentality this afternoon or this day. Marriage is a God-ordained institution, a lifelong relationship between one man. Hear me, Mr. Man. One man and one woman. One woman, not two women. Over time and under heat and pressure of life. Two people under the covenant of marriage come together and they are lost in each other. They are lost in each other to the extent or to the point where it becomes very difficult or totally impossible to tell where one leaves off and the other begins. Marriage is a process of fusion of two distinct and different elements into one. A sparkling jewel of love, fruitfulness, commitment that shines brightly in a world of short-lived fads, and impermanence. So marriage is a fusion. Two people from distinct backgrounds, distinct languages. I think we've been able to define what marriage is. And from this definition and the explanation, I believe that you are encouraged to put in more work. Please make your marriage work. And for some of us that are desiring to go into marriage, please make sure you are entering with the right person that you can work together. Make sure you're going in with the right person that you can be fused into. Make sure that the person you are settling down with, you didn't just pick him on the street, or you didn't just pick her on the street. That person became a reward. That person, God is involved in your decision. God is involved in your decision of who to settle down with in marriage. The reason we say this is so that you can have the same testimonies we are having. A testimony of not just bonding in marriage, but fusing into each other. And if you don't have a relationship with God or a relationship with Jesus Christ listening to this video, I think this is the time you just take out time, get down on your knees, and make him your lover and your friend and your Lord, so that he guides every decision of your life. You will not regret it. You will not. We are not regretting it. You will not regret it. And for those that are married, please give that marriage time. Give it time. Give it time. Make sure your marriage is built on the rock, which is Jesus Christ. No matter the challenge, no matter the heat, no matter the pressure, that marriage will get stronger and better. And in the years to come, the both of you will become one. That it will be impossible to differentiate or to tell where one left off and where the other began. God bless you. Like, share, and drop your comments in the comment section of this video. I would love to hear from you. And I'll come your way next time. Happy New Year. God's blessing.